Without other music, there is no hip hop.
Exactly. It's
so that's like that's like saying, bruv, do you like, shit, man, fish and chips.
Yo, welcome back to Shotgun the Aux. You're here with Tom as usual. We're Aidanless today because he's actually moving house, but we have another Tom, which could be quite confusing. Who's
2 Toms.
Exactly, man. But today we got a very, very special guest. He's a veteran in the UK scene. He's been kind of working behind the scenes on so many different projects last year, and with a solo album respectively that dropped recently, the Magnum Opus.
Thank you.
Micall Parknsun, man, how you doing?
Hey, thanks, bro. You know what? It's funny as like disclaimer. I always see to me I see the Magnum Opus as a duo album personally, but
With Giallo.
yeah, like the same way where I did with Mr. Thing. But thank you for having me. Sorry, that's just how anal I get. Bro. That's why.
Of course,
I
man.
don't do these things a lot. But thanks for having me.
And I know this isn't your first time in Bournemouth because
I come here a lot still.
we were chatting beforehand, and me and Tom like coincidentally actually saw you about 8 years ago supporting GZA at the old fire station.
Wow.
Crazy times.
That was just before Akai came out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I did a 5-day tour with the GZA. It was Bournemouth. It was with Jaeger as well and Jazz T. Yeah, that was an eye-opening tour. That was an eye-opener of how like the business works.
I bet, man.
And how a lot of things happen. But you know what? Like, I'm thankful that what it is what it is. You get me?
What was it like hanging out with the GZA?
You know what? I'm a bit gutted I didn't get to play chess with him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
I wanted to do that, and then I think when it was one of them ones where I was like, oh, I'll leave it till London. You know what I mean? I spoke to him a couple times, but when it come down to London, like, man didn't really get down to chill. But funny enough, he was like, yo, what up? What you saying? I think he was like, yo, in Bournemouth, the Bournemouth show. But I was like, no, let's just get back to you know what I mean? But
in hindsight, you would have done it, man.
Yeah,
like, yeah.
But I forgot what it was. I think one of the shows, man, give man a bottle of Henny. Like he was like, "Yo, take that, son." And I was like, "Yeah," because I mean, like, it's, But yeah, you know what? I'm thankful, man. To be honest with you, I've met a lot of heroes.
I was gonna say, man, because on your Instagram last week, you posted a couple of posts basically saying like, they say never meet your heroes, but they're human as well.
Yeah, they are, man.
And it's just you with like a fucking like just picture after picture of legend after legend, like fucking.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, man, it's
crazy.
Nuts. So what's obviously you've been about making music and sharing stages, rocking shows for a long time now. Mm-hmm. What are your have you got any kind of highlights?
It's quite a few.
Yeah.
One of my highlights, the best highlight right now. Well, to be honest with you, I've looked at it all and I'm still looking at it in retrospect. But one of my highlights wasn't really about me. It was about my cousin, the Flyy Hooligan.
Low life polo, I slide dolo. Shift the cocoa, remain humble, we don't showboat. Sport Balenciaga, make money faster. Strawberry on the stripper, fuck a pussy harder. Rap savagery, sign waves, paint vivid imagery. Stomp with my tin boots for any types of mimicry. Ill similes. It
was at hip hop camp last year. Before I had there's certain shows I did, even my own show, what I did in hip hop camp. But there's certain shows you do what are monumental. One of them is Australia. One of them is Outlook as well. That was with Jest as well. I think it was the last one, and there was like thousands of people, and we were on. It was I think it was us. Well, it was Foreign Beggars, then us, then Pharaoh Monch, or us, then Foreign Beggars, then Pharaoh Monch, and we were with a live band.
Wow.
And I remember the reason why it was key, because I'm going to get into another story now. Like, basically, that show, I did So What? So the band, they had like So What? A whole, it was me, Louis Slippers, Jest on the MPC, and
I've got to just make a little kind of interjection there. So What? You did a little kind of acoustic rendition.
Yeah,
of that
yeah,
some years
yeah.
ago.
Yeah, for One Take
Oh,
TV.
that was fucking sick, man.
So what you wanna hear? Something fake or real? So I ain't playing games, I'm trying to pay my bills. I ain't looking fame, I'm trying to eat my meal. It's a sorry shame, I came to show my skills. So what you wanna hear? Something fake or real? So I ain't playing games, I'm trying to pay my bills. I ain't looking fame, I'm trying to eat my meal. It's a sorry shame, I came to show. I'm starting off with the wrong line, I'm wearing the wrong shoe, upon the wrong foot, borrowed from the wrong guy. We're in the wrong place at the right time, in the wrong frame, in the right mind.
Yeah, big up them guys, man.
Yeah.
I didn't think to do it, but it's just one of them tunes that I've obviously. You know what? To be
Go
honest
check
with
it
you,
out.
to be
Go
honest
and
with
check it
you,
out.
like big up LG, because to me LG's like the UK's Dilla to me. He still is. Like, yes, I know if you check this out, and I stand by that fact. He done most of my first album. Helped me with my first single as well. Like, so big up LG. If people don't know who LG is, he produced Falling Down.
That's
Produce stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like the actual track Falling Down, ESP, The Mission, you know, he's just that. He's a musician now. He's part of the Crow Magnum band. You can go and check it out. It's on, I can't remember, is it Beeswax label? It's on Mr. Brown. If you ever heard of Mr. Brown, his label. But yeah, go and check out their Wax, part of a band now. But their man, like, they all kind of inspired me, all certain bits. But with that show, basically wheeling it back to Outlook, with that show in Outlook, I just remember specifically saying, when I say real, you say shit. Because I always say that with the show. You get me, before we do it. And then I go real, and they go shit. But to have thousands of people do it. So I've done the show. And at the time, I was a part-time cleaner for Xerox while I'm doing this.
Oh, wow.
You got kids, you got to pay the bills, bruv. It's real like that.
Sure.
So I've come back and literally come to hoover the floor the same week. This is the week after Outlook. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you're coming down.
What a contrast.
Yeah, I know. Like, so
Yeah,
I'm
man.
hoovering the floors. So I'm hoovering the floors, like, obviously. So I'm at, like, I think it's like in Xerox building in Uxbridge, Oxford Road. Go check it out. It's still there. And I work for like Rent a Kill. So I'm only doing like 25 hours a week or whatever. So I'm up the top, and then I'm hoovering like the top guys thing, and then I'm hoovering, and then I'm, when I say real, you say shit. And I'm like, what? Because, bruv, that was you. I saw. No one believed. And the guy like says, he goes, what are you doing here? He goes, you don't need to be here with this talent. And I'm like, bruv, I got kids. And like, you know, at this time, I'm embarking on Me, Myself, and Nakai to drop. We're thinking about, you know what I mean? So I'm not, you know, I'm in two minds, like, about how, like, shit is going on. You know, I need to keep, you know, for anyone with children and who's got a family, and yes, I love doing this thing, but I was like, bro, I got kids. He goes, man, you don't need to be here. And then he showed me, you bought all your stuff.
Yeah.
He goes, you should put on this computer. He goes, I've got all your stuff on iTunes. I'm like, raw.
So when was the moment you like dropped
That's
that
what
and just did it?
this is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
all happened in one day. And this certain people and certain figures are in here and they can vouch for this. So that same day I've left my shift and I've gone to the studio. I can't remember why I was there. I don't know if I had to finish off something to do with the Akai album or to discuss it. But I came there, and at the same time when I got there, my cousin, who at the time, we knew we were related by then. He was there. He was doing a session with Chemo, because obviously the studio was shared with Jest and Chemo. So I've come to the session. Obviously my cousin's finishing off something, and then Jest says, bruv, you can't be doing this 1 foot in, 1 foot out, because I was late. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Even though the man are still doing the session. But so I'm like, bruv, and then my cousin said, nah, he's right. You need to just. So I've got all of this. They don't even know that this guy from Xerox has said what he said. Yeah. So that same night I came and I spoke to my wife and I said, yo, how do you feel about me taking the leap?
Yeah.
And we took the leap, and 8 years later, 9
man,
years
big
later,
up. That's
we're still here,
inspiring,
man.
Yeah,
That's
good
inspiring.
times, totally.
Fair play.
You know?
So I think like so many artists must have that kind of definitive moment as well. Do you know what I mean? And imagine how many people who didn't do it. Do you know what I mean? Who had that kind of
I'm lucky
thought process.
I'm
but
lucky
never
to
took
a
it
certain
further.
retrospect, because when I came out, my heart was on my sleeve. You know, there's nothing, you know what I mean? Even when songs like Monster Under the Bed was revealed and stuff like that, there's nothing in terms of validation. Not that I really wanted it,
Yeah.
but really now me being older and coming through, you have to validate. You have to be real to yourself, man, first and foremost. And I always knew that's the only thing what's going to shine through, you know what I mean? I don't have to do nothing else and what have you not. And I'm lucky and humble enough that even though I was making beats before, I was making beats ages ago. Even like every album I've put out has got a beat from me. Even my first single had a beat from me. But to actually sell beats and actually, you know, produce for people or heroes and what have you not, you know what I'm saying? And even from that, looking at that day, like I look at it, it's like, rah, if it weren't for my cousin, like my cousin, the Flyy Hooligan, like he's got a joint with Planet Asia. I produced that.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So
is that on his Fuck Your Life, Praise Mine Too? Opening track.
Yeah, it's on that. And it's like, you look at what my cousin's doing now, like he's killing it. Like, you know what I mean? Like
formerly Iron Braids.
Yeah, the Flyy Hooligan, the Flyy Hoolie, you get me? So he took me hip hop camp, man. I seen a lot of things. I seen a lot of things, man, and it just opened my whole introspect in what I thought. Because, you know, like usually when we started out, because I'm from an era of, you know, I've seen Kung Fu. You know, I went to Kung Fu. You know, I know a lot of people, I don't know, you know, in terms of you guys, in terms of the era, but in terms of Kung Fu, like that was the place to go back then.
Psychology, lost in these elements. Doctor Who, treated like Captain's log. IQ level, parallel Jedi Council, rebel outfit, challenge any mortal god. Mr. Mercantile talks with the force of life. Serve you straight some truth, liberate your mind. Alright, rhymes like Stevie plays keys. Every word that you hear is a little part of me, yeah. Blessed to be like a child that is christening. Symbolic like Masonic architecture. Trojan horse all rolling in the early morn. Take the bait out of venom's up in the people on the streets.
That's where you saw Kalashnikov do murder. That's where you saw, Harry Love, Maestro, Jess, Champions of Nature, you know, like the Task Force, you know what I mean? So I've come from that realm and to where the scene is now and what it's doing. It's just, you know, I'm happy for everybody, man. You know what I mean?
No, that's good, man.
I'm happy for everybody because everybody can, you know, it's what's made me realise there's no wrong or right way in doing this shit.
I suppose, like, I mean, the UK hip-hop scene, there is, like, a sense of community, but also, and you kind of just touched upon it, it's just kind of doing your thing anyway, do you know what I mean? And, like, staying in your own lane and...
Yeah, like, that's what, you know, I think I've always kind of been like that myself, but when I came out, I never really... Like, even certain people said to me, like, I've never really... we just make hip-hop music, man.
Yeah.
We need to stop this whole... UK business, like,
yeah,
that's just me.
No, I hear you, man. It's hip hop, innit? Yeah. I hear what you're saying.
If people, you know,
it shouldn't be.
If it wasn't, and people can cuss me if you want to say this. If it wasn't just hip hop, you wouldn't get gigs on Drake's album. You wouldn't get. It's hip hop.
Yeah,
that's what we do.
Yeah.
So just stop, you know what I mean? Let's stop fronting.
Differentiating
Even if it's grime, it's grime, but it's still a genre of, it's rapping, innit? It's bars over a beat.
Yeah. So, like, talked a bit about, before we started recording, like, the number of projects you're involved in last year, man. Like, so many. And,
God, I can't count, you know, to be honest with you.
Like, God Status and, like, Joker Stars stuff.
There's features and then there's obviously production. I've got... stuff coming now as well, but shouts to
Motman as well, man. He came through.
Yeah, our album's almost done. The second one's almost done, bruv.
Man, he's putting the work in.
He's just you know what? Like, there's a lot of young cats, and there's a lot of people I've worked with, like, on a level, and they've had hunger and desire for things, but they've never really. You know, in terms of having a plan and getting it together, like, they've never... He scares me. He's got his shit more together than I do. Real talk. Like, that guy...
Probably got more time, man. Do you know what I mean, as well? Like,
bro, you can say that, but, bro, I do this for a living. I should have more time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I got kids, but, you know what I mean? But, bro, like, yeah, man, he's a work beast. He's a workhorse.
But in what way has he got it more together, you think?
His commitment, man. You know, the way how he invests in himself every time. Even if it's a feature, even if it's something I ain't produced. You know what I'm saying? So I like that fire in him, and yeah, this second album's gonna be mad.
He's
like,
a
we've got
lovely
singles
bloke as
still
well,
to-
man. He's like a real sound guy when he rocked up. Just like, yeah, just big beaming smile. Just like he just loves the culture, loves
Yeah,
hip hop.
Bro, like, you know, even, you know, I've produced for a lot of people, but especially him. The reason why I speak about him right now is because he's the future.
The whole shit's a myth, man is full of shit. Still bumping gums with that stink, cause they're full of fish.
I think it's time to get things back in place. Feels like I've been slacking ever since I snapped my interface. Face it, they lack flavour like it's instant made. My weed will take your face off, no makeup wipes. I blaze no types, not into beef, not it's straight on sight. But still I think carefully, cause I don't wanna take one's life, ain't in my nature.
Yeah,
He is the future. Like, I mean, you know how you see, like, in terms of artists as well, from where we're from, if you want to call it UK, but he is the future as in self-sufficiency.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people lack that. A lot of people look to a label or look to a thing, and it's like, without a label or whatever, would you still rap? He's one of them.
Good hypothetical, man.
He's one of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, he's on it. I'm going to do this anyway. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm on. Like, I'm not, you know, I don't do shit 100% for business. Yeah, I do, like, this is for a living. If you want to, let's work. You get me?
I actually had a question on that. So, it's a good segue. So, obviously, you do, like, you know, you produce and you make beats for a living, and to your point, it is
I
a
do
business.
other
And
stuff outside it as well.
But-
Not
but-
hustle, but like voiceover work and shit.
so, say someone someone like hits you up for like a beat, you know, like it's like business, it's a transaction. So, do you ever kind of like, you know, compared to say, you know, people will buy a beat, but you may not necessarily like fuck with them what they do. Like, if they do you just kind of? But if you fuck with them, like Mockman, for example, do they get more of like of an endorsement? Like, oh, I'll feature on your track, or
There is no, like, anything I put out. If I like it, I'll share it. I don't give a, like.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
my whole. I've never had a whole thing of like, you know, like if I don't feel it, I ain't sharing it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like that's just that. And I'll tell them, I don't know about this, but I like this bit.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
you should work on that, because most people send me the stuff before they want to put it out.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is nice of them to do. But if I don't like it, I'll tell you, or I won't share it.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the things I like them. If you see me share it, it's because I like them.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah. So that's basically what I was getting around to.
Yeah, I
like,
don't-
versus like a simple
Yeah.
transaction, like you got.
Well, it depends on how it is.
Whatnot.
It depends on what it is. Like the way how I see it, because I don't sell stuff like at some ridiculous,
Yeah.
dumb shit. You know what I mean? Like I should.
But you're
to
prolific,
be honest
man.
with you,
Like, every
yeah.
day you're posting like beat after beat after beat.
Wow,
It's crazy.
I just love it, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I mean, I don't like the way how I see it is. I'm investing in the future,
Yeah.
and not only investing in the future, it's bigger than just me. It's bigger than Micall Parknsun, me, myself, and Akai, and what I leave behind, and the legacy, the music I do. And the only way I can do that, it's like someone said something the other day about, you know, what's that guy? Was it Nas X? What's it called? Little
Nas. innit?
Yeah, like
Nas
about
X,
that
yeah.
guy who gave him the song, what blew up or whatever.
Wasn't it Billy Ray Cyrus?
Well, he would feature on it. He probably.
Oh,
No,
I've
that's
got
the
no
remix.
idea, man.
I think that's the remix. But the
remix.
original
Alright.
thing, like, was a kid, like, he just like, yo, rah. He gave it to him, and he goes, all right, we split it. Like,
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
the motherfucker's got Grammy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you.
There's a, you know, with what I do, I'd rather invest in some minimum, like, my name is on the thing.
Mm-hmm.
We can work together. But if it's some corporate shit, yeah, man, you got to cut me a big check, blood. Rag over it. Like,
But you know, you were saying about kind of like Mockman being the future, and obviously
there's not only him. To be honest with you, there's a lot of artists.
I'll bring up CL Brooks because you've
Oh yeah, we
you've
got
produced some bits for him as well, haven't
Yeah.
you? Yeah.
Yeah, like it's the same kid investing in himself.
Yeah, exactly, man.
You
Like,
know what I mean? There's a couple of other artists. They're cool, but they're not invested in themselves in the right way. It's like they got like I might like what you do, and I might say, yo, this, yeah, get me one of these. I'll give you a beat.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, nah, bruv. Like, I don't really, you know what I'm saying? I don't really, like, even if it was primo, I wouldn't pay for it. It's like, okay. So you believe in yourself that big. And it's like, it goes back to, like, even a lot of, like, for instance, a lot of classics have been done, like, back in the day. I ain't gonna mention no names. Like, where, you know, and prolific producers from our country, they made them, you know. And then when you really look at it and you really look at the aspect, they put in the time, they recorded you, the electricity they use, you know what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? To make your thing. While you've done it, you've come through, you might have smoked like an ounce of weed. Like, whatever, like, while you've been there, like, you obviously broke off your brethren or whatever, like, a little couple zoots or whatever. You ain't paid nothing. And then when the joint comes out, man's all on some fighting, on some publishing, like, on some 100% shit. And it's like, bro, just do it 50-50. You know what I'm saying? Like, just do it. If I'm gonna embark on something with, you know, like, for instance, I don't really want to go into the stipulations of the deal with what me and Mopman have, because business is business. Course, that's his thing. But any artist who I feel, if they want to mess with me, if they want to do a whole project with me, I've got a label. The offer's there. I will put it out on my digital label. If you want to do physicals, you can do that. It's 100% your money. If I've done all the beats myself, you can put it out the Bandcamp. That's your money. The digital is mine. And if I feel need be, it should be 30-40 split if I want to do that.
Yeah.
You get me? Because you've got Bandcamp, you can press your CDs. I ain't getting none of that money. That's you.
Yeah.
You get me? Like, that dude, you can do that. But that's on people who want to invest in themselves. Other guys, they want to go to labels for labels to front the money. But really, most of the time, they got the money because you might see them with yak all the time, weed all the time. And they can invest in themselves. This is what I'm trying to say. That's why man will invest, like, man will pay for it. He'll buy his own CDs. He'll he'll manufacture them and rare. And artists like that, I think, are the future. Yeah. You know, that's why you look at some of the biggest artists today. As far as I'm concerned, I think he's like top 5, like Juggernaut. Like,
oh man,
you know what I mean? Like,
the album dropped this week, Bem, on his 30th birthday.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean?
Ridiculous.
You know, we've worked together obviously many a times. Obviously 6 bricks. We've got 12 bricks coming out this year as well. Like, he is the epitome of grind. You know what I mean? My cousin as well, the Flyy Hooligan. You can look at Sonny Jim as well to an aspect. Like, the epitome of self-sufficiency to a certain degree.
Has that dropped now, the Sonny Jim Giallo joint? Cause,
yeah, it's on Tough Kong. It should be out on Tough Kong.
Yeah. Because obviously Juggernaut and Giallo released Back to the Grill Again last year.
Yes. Bro, you know what? It's a crazy year, man. Like, yeah, it's Back to the Grill Again. That was then the Opus, then really Sonny.
But the thing was Giallo, yeah, and I think like I really like rate his beats and stuff. There's something kind of reminiscent of, like, you know, like Stoop from Jedi Mind Tricks. Yeah, like in terms of lush instrumentals and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I saw on his social media where he had like an email from Vinny Paz and stuff. And
no, he's already worked with him a lot.
But I was gonna say, like, that makes sense to me, like aesthetically, like sonically, it sounds very like on. Do you know what I mean? Like very kind of similar. Like,
he's
I heard
even on the Heavy Metal Kings record as well.
Is he?
Yeah, he's got a couple of joints on that Heavy Metal.
Oh, that's
Kings
crazy,
record.
man! I didn't know that, man.
Yeah, he produced
I thought Stoop produced that.
G-Man, yeah. And like me, he's heartbroken, you know, because we're gooners, innit? Yeah. We're hardcore gooners, bro. We're heartbroken right now, if you know. Yeah. So, like, you know, we're always on the phone all the time. Like, you know, he's just a prolific character. Mm-hmm. I've got I call him G-Man now, like, you know, like some secret agent type dude. But Giallo, man, like, he's just like a phenomenal beast.
Do you think as well he crafts his beats to complement the artist who spits on them? Like, for example, on yours, there's not really many in terms of, like, you know, like hard beats on it. It's just nice and soft and kind of like a nice instrumental, but there's no kind of like big drums on it.
When I did it, to be honest with you, when I did it, it was obviously Let It Go was the first joint. Like we did this album within a year and it was released within a year. That's how it was kind of done. Like, you know, recorded. The first song was just before Christmas, and then ironically the next year before Christmas it drops.
Yeah.
But I had a whole thing. I was like, you know what? I don't want drums. Like after the Let It Go joint, because that was the first joint we recorded. I was like, I don't, you know. Then he just started sending me stuff, and then after like the next album, oh my god, like there's some stuff where I could have drums, like Science that has drums, but I just wanted to just go back to the bars, and his music, it just brings something out of me. I don't know what it is, man. I've never fucking rap, like, you know what I mean? I love to rap, bro. Like
it's real rich, innit? It's just real rich instrumentals.
See, it's the same. It's the same way how me and Mr. Things album, you know, that brings something out of me. But me and Mr. Things album was cultivated over 7 years.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's a different. Like me and Mr. Things albums, like, yo, some richness, wine thing, you know what I'm trying to say? But with this Giallo thing, man, I'm not even, they're totally two separate entities, but with this Giallo record, I've never felt like this with my pen, ever.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Like, I've never felt confident, I've never felt, you know what I mean? Even now, with the stuff I'm writing now, like, shit, like, what? Like,
probably a good time to talk about the illustration on the front.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Emily Catherine.
Yeah,
right?
I've got to big up Emily. You know what? She's doing the next one. Yeah, I told you. I'm sorry. You're doing the next one.
Because she posted a bunch on YouTube of her doing all the kind of illustrations of each rapper.
She killed it. She killed it.
Yeah, man.
Still killed it. It's one of them iconic things, man. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel, you know, what she did, like, I think that kind of sets the tone for the record as well. Even the back cover, even though I should have brought the vinyl.
It's like handcrafted. You know what I mean?
Handcrafted for the, you know, and I've got to big up her talents. She listened to that. She was like one of the first people to have the record before even the rappers who were on it. Because obviously she wanted to hear it.
It's something really like aesthetically pleasing about a cassette. But you know, like physical media, you know, like pressing vinyl, CDs, cassettes. How significant do you think that is in terms of like putting music out as like an independent artist?
I dreamed of cassettes because when I grew up, well, boy, put it this way, when it was, 1993, you know what I mean? I bought shit on cassette, like I was 13, you know what I mean? I remember when Midnight Marauders came out, like, and when, you know, into the all of them things, I was a teenager, like, bang, in secondary school, you know, and to actually have a tape, this is like my second one. Or I think I've got, you know, Sonny Jim tape, the Mr. Thing tape as well. But this is all me. Mm-hmm. This is all self-sufficient. This is all Parky to make this and to actually make my own tape.
So rewind,
sell it. You know what I mean? It's like crazy.
Rewinding back to like the beginning, right?
Yeah, shit. Yeah.
So like how, and obviously like the cliche question is like, how did you get into hip hop? But was there like a moment or an artist or a song or an album which kind of thought, you know what, this is like what I want to do?
Long Live the Cane.
Oh really? Damn, son. That's throwback.
Long Live the Cane. After Long Live the Cane, like I just tried to freestyle, chat gibberish.
Yeah.
Because if you really look at it, at the time with Long Live the Cane, hardcore was out. So I used to listen to hardcore, you know, like Ace and Trip to the Moon, and you know what I mean, like I don't even know if people know about hardcore, but groups like the Prodigy,
of course,
shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So
it
was just sped up. It was just sped up hip hop, but
I didn't
Long Live the Cane was, you know, that was the premise. And obviously around that time, you know, man had Dance Energy and shit like that to watch on telly, and The Word. You know what I'm saying? So around that time, and then when Illmatic came out, that's when I thought about writing. Mm-hmm. Because all I used to do is just freestyle.
Well, seminal, man.
Yeah, and then while I was freestyling, and then we thought about starting a group, or I was just meeting people before, like, and then we started this group called NWC, which was consisted of me, Amos, who used to DJ for Genesis Elijah, and Ram. I still mess with Ram. Still, like, so big up Ram if you watch.
So like two halves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So Mr. AKA Bob Skunkhouse.
Bob Skunkhouse.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah. Well, yeah, I got the record ready for him.
So that I was going to ask you how many like rap names you had like before you.
I used to be called Michael Spark and Bun, Peter Parky MC, all types of mad shit. But my name is Michael, innit? So,
Yeah.
like,
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, like and I waffle on a lot, like so. Yeah, makes like the guy
Chat show host.
Yeah,
innit?
bro.
Yeah,
like,
man.
you know what I'm saying? I could have been Tony Montana, but I thought nah.
A bit too
what I'm
cliche,
saying?
isn't it?
Yeah, so-
And plus, it's kind of like quintessentially British, isn't it? Micall Parknsun.
Well,
do you know? It's true though, isn't it? It kind of
Yeah.
gives you that like identity.
that's the yeah.
Yeah.
Hands down, like 100%. And like we had a couple of songs played on Choice FM, Big Up 279 back in the day. We had was it Call Blimey, and then Freedom Fighters. Mm-hmm. And Freedom Fighters had Kalashnikov and Jest on it and Kaiser. But Kaiser was in the original NWC before we became Two Halves anyway, so it was always family. Big up Kaiser always. And literally, like, I remember, like, obviously we went separate ways, like, you know what I mean? I was like ready to pack it in and just buy for a mad kind of, like God dropped something in your lap kind of thing. Like, so I was ready. I was looking for people. I was looking to sell my MPC at the time, and because I'd bought this.
Don't do it.
Yeah, exactly. So I was ready to sell my 2000, and I'm bopping through. My son at the time, he must have been like maybe 2. No, maybe 1, 2. I'm coming through the Chimes, like in Uxbridge, and I just happened to see Scribbler Dangoff, like working in the O2. I'm like, yo, what you saying? What you saying? Because he was there at the recording. So I'm like, bruv, because I still got your beat tape, blood. What you on? I was like, I'm on my lunch break. I said, yo, come back to my crib, bruv. Come back, you know what I'm saying? Come back to the crib, and I just played him a beat. And he goes, bruv, what are you talking about? You're selling your MPC. You get me? Like, what are you talking about? Like, shut up, bruv. This is my next single, fam. This is my next single. I'm like, what are we talking? Like, he goes, nah, bruv, trust me. This is my next single. And I was like, save.
So your career's basically just been kind
It's
of
a
peppered
mad-
with influential characters along the line, like,
bro, it's like so
slapping you with the shape. Come on, man.
But he spat the whole thing. It was
Yeah.
The Inevitable, which was on Sit Tight Records. The Inevitable with him and Dime Ruff, who was part of Terra Firma as well. And he spat the whole thing because I was like, nah. And he spat the whole thing. Like, even he already knew Dime Ruff's bars. Like, they had already written, because that's what it was back in the day. Before we go to the studio, there was no, let's just chill in the studio and just and whatever, or even in your brethren's yard. Nah, man writ the tune together.
Yeah.
Man recited it, got ready,
Pre-internet,
then
man.
went to the studio and did it. You get me? So
Yeah.
that's what, so he did that, and I was like, well, all right, cool, bruv. Yeah, the beat's yours. And he goes, I need to introduce you to who's putting it out. And LG and Lopez, and I knew LG from ages ago, and I'm like, what the fuck? He goes, yeah, bro. He goes, yo, then you know what the next record we're doing? And I'm like, well, he goes, it's yours. And I'm like, what? And that was the shit and the struggle.
Yeah.
And obviously at the time LG was producing, he done the Falling Down record, so Jess will pass by.
Was that an EP or just like?
Well, the shit and the struggle.
Yeah. Well,
it was just it says it's an
single,
EP.
like,
I call it a single, man.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
just did it as a single. Double A single. It got into the One Extra chart, what blew my mind. I just got married when we just got the test pressings. I remember specifically as well. It's like 2004.
Yeah.
And then after that,
So
man
working
goes,
class
alright.
dad and that, yeah.
Man, Little G's like, all right, yo, I'm moving into a studio with Jess, and we're doing your album next. I'm like, huh? And at the time, I couldn't even do choruses. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so I'm like, all right, fuck it, let's do it. All right, I'm gonna do this because I love music, and the albums what came out of that place was remarkable, man. Raiders of the Lost Archives, Underworld Epics, My Alpha, Some of the Richest Man in Babylon by Double Edge, Working Class Dad, Smoke Rings by LG and Biscuit. I'm trying to think of the other albums. A couple of songs from a Saviour's album, Brain Food, something like a lot of music was churned out in that lab, and a lot of dope stuff came out, and then I want to get into specifics, but obviously, man moved on and then went to our next lab. But after that's how I got the deal. Like Low Life called me up, but I'd already finished and completed the Working Class Dad, and I said no. He goes, oh, let's have a meeting.
Yeah.
When he was saying, yo, let's have a meeting, like he didn't know, like, you know what I mean, Jess, the LG, certain man was in the room, innit, like, because but he didn't know I'm bringing certain man with me. LG didn't want to go, so I just went with Lopez and him, and then by the time we left, we had a deal for the Working Class Dad to just only be pressed and distributed, and it wasn't a Low Life record. Then it comes out, and then it's got a fucking Low Life special.
Oh man!
But you know,
So, like,
it is what it is. At the end of the
Yeah,
day,
yeah.
me coming up, like looking at it, it's like raw shit. You know, I'm getting pressed on the same label what just pressed fucking Council of State of Mind.
Yeah, man.
You know, that's an iconic Illmatic album. You know what I mean? As far as I'm concerned, like.
People do like compare it to like the UK Illmatic, don't they? But I've seen it. It's been taken off like Spotify at the moment. I don't know
Because, well, I hope, what I believe, it's going to the rightful owner, which is himself.
Yeah, man, definitely. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we've had so many heads through and talking about the whole Low Life thing. We don't even have to go into it, man, because I know like. It's always the same story.
That's what I said, bro.
Do you know,
like,
we don't even need to give him more airtime. Do you know what I'm saying? So,
it's cool, but it's like, as I'm saying, I've seen so many things. I feel like fucking Morgan Freeman in Shawshank.
So you go on and stamp your form, Sonny, and stop wasting my time. Because to tell you the truth, I don't give a shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, in terms of this scene, even seeing the birth of High Focus as well and everything. And, like, and being in countries and just off rap and seeing how stuff is and raising Steve now to this day a family of music, and that's crazy. But it's not crazy because the way I see it, you can achieve whatever it is you want. You just have to stay in, stick in, even in times of sacrifice and what have you not.
Yeah,
and,
man, for sure.
You'll be there.
So, like, I've got a question here. So, like Madlib, he describes himself as a producer first, DJ second, or rapper second, and DJ third, or either DJ or rapper, but producer first and foremost. Do you kind of like see yourself more as a producer or a rapper, or do you just like not even think about quantifying it?
I see myself as a beat maker,
Yeah,
artist.
just Micall Parknsun.
Yeah, man. Like I would say beat maker mainly but now I'm understanding the whole, like, I can say, yeah, I produce. If I like, for instance, I can make the beat at home and rare, but you got to get someone to mix it. You got to get someone to master it. If I get someone to mix it and I get someone to master it, I'm known as a producer.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even if I fund it, you know, and I'm rare. It's all about what's in the connotations of the contract. But at the same time, if the beat maker's like, look, you can have this for this, but you got to put my name on the producer. So it depends, man. Like I personally see myself first and foremost as an artist, beat maker.
Yeah.
Second maybe, because I've been rapping for a long time, doing both.
Yeah.
For a long time, still doing it. Still got a couple more records in me, and I kind of hate that about hip hop, man. Like, it's the only fucking music genre where motherfuckers talk about age. Like, it's
It's weird, isn't it?
yeah,
It's fucking like Paul McCartney's like
yeah, man, that
skeleton on
motherfucker.
stage,
Yeah, that's what I'm
man.
saying.
Do you know what I mean?
So I'm saying, them
Yeah.
motherfuckers are still doing Wembley and all them things there, but when it only comes to rap, nah, you're too old. Like, but when I see certain artists who are still in their 50s, like I saw, Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and
He's still got the steez though, hasn't he? Like, did you see his little Tiny Desk concert? Do you watch those?
no, bro,
Man,
I saw him live. I supported him.
Well, yeah, there you go, man.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Bro, I know it sounds a bit fucked up. It sounds like I'm bragging. I don't like to brag
No,
and
man,
shit, but
no. I mean, your
like,
story
no.
trumps my story. Like,
bro, no, but bro,
I just
I
watched
saw
something on YouTube and you like
front row, bro.
supported Big
Front
Daddy
row,
Kane.
like, I'm supporting him in Bristol. Front row. I even, funny enough, I bring Ram with me, like, big up Bob Skunkhouse. I bring with him, yeah, it was me, Joker Star, him. I swear. Yeah, but we done, and he was, yeah, bro, that was just a phenomenal show. But it was too phenomenal because he done all of the songs. done Rough Kane, done Ain't No Half Stepping. He even done Enough Respect Do, like from Juice, like the movie Juice. If people don't know about movies, yeah, bro.
Juice.
Bruv, you get me? Enter the Dragon. We're not something. Bruv, I can't even do that shit, man. My man's fucking what? And he's still killing it. It's like, yo, come on, man.
Yeah, man. And he hasn't even like adapted. He's just done what he's always done. Do you know what I mean? He's like aged gracefully as well. Do you know what I mean? But to your point, it is weird how there is
cream, bruv. That's all it is. It's lotion, man. Bill Burr said it. It's lotion, bro.
Cash, innit?
You know what I mean? If you didn't use lotion, trust me, the shit crack. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, man, I think you are right. It's weird. There's that kind of negative connotation associated with like age and rap. Like,
This is
you
what
should
I
grow
mean.
out of it.
And it
But that's
hinders,
why I love...
and it hinders us because there's a lot of, mental health issues as well. What deal with a lot of artists just in general.
Of course, man.
absolutely.
We wouldn't be doing this shit if we weren't trying to air out our insecurities or air out our
Real talk, man. 100%.
Poets, man. Same with poets. Most writers, it's the same
you know what I
thing.
mean? So
And I think it's like a testament for, like you got like LP, Killer Mike, like Run the Jewels doing their thing. Obviously, they've been about for time, like Company Flow and Dungeon Family, respectively.
Yeah.
However, coming together and building something so innovative at this later stage, likewise with like Griselda, even what they're like mid-30s. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, like I think my
Biggest
man's
thing in
38
fucking
or
hip hop
something.
right now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Best-selling artist of all time at the moment. How old is he?
I'm just happy for like people I know are
Eminem, man.
Oh, Eminem,
like,
yeah.
but I'm just
40.
happy like people I know are involved, like Butcher, man, and like big up Butcher, man.
Big
Like, I'm
Butcher,
so
man, yeah,
happy.
that's a big,
But
like-
you know what? They're so deep. Like, I remember back in the day when he was over here, like before certain records were done and stuff, and he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna produce for Mobb Deep." He fucking did it. I'm gonna produce it. He did it.
Yeah, man.
He's still doing it.
And
You know
I
what
guess
mean?
that's because, we were talking about earlier, like forget UK hip hop, it's hip hop, thinking big, being self-sufficient, having belief in yourself. All of these conversations coming together in a nice little package, man. And there you go. Do you know what I'm saying?
I'm thankful to have, if you want to say it, the journey I've had up to now, even now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and looking at what I'm capable of now more than ever, like, and seeing certain things and going abroad and producing for this person or there's even certain people like I produce for Dirty Goods, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's crazy. Go and check it out. You know what I mean? Not been televised. It's on Spotify, all of that. It's on True Thoughts. It's like, I produce for numerous people and I just love doing it. Like, I just love, still being involved, still doing something what kind of like, the only way I can actually see it is leaving a legacy.
Yeah.
To a detriment. But I always go back to that. But even though when I do it, I know that this shit is bigger than my legacy. It's all about being how you gonna be remembered when you're dead, innit? And stuff like that. Because realistically, that's what we are in terms of hip hop.
Yeah, for sure. Do you want your kids to do it?
I don't know, man. Like, if my son might do it, Josiah, he might do it.
Right.
Because he's into music heavily. He can play piano. He does music school. He's part of the orchestra. Yeah, he plays
Good lad.
violin as well.
Damn,
and he's
man.
10.
Excellent.
10.
Really? Wow.
You know what I mean? I've got a title here. But like, yeah, he's 10. He can listen to, playing something on Nintendo or something, whatever, and he'll go into the next room and play it on the piano.
Just do it. Nice.
You know what I mean?
That's talent.
He's got, they're the future, man. So I don't see...
Music's so like malleable now, isn't it? It's just like so genre bending.
Yeah, he's like, yo, Dad, check this beat out. Like, he's got his garage band and all of that. You know what I mean?
Nice.
My daughter does dance, innit? Because she's more of a ballet dancer and stuff. Like, yeah, man.
Talented family, man.
Yeah, man. Like,
musical
family.
family.
well, to be honest with you, I've got to thank my wife for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of that's what I'm saying. A lot of the things, even what she invests, and a lot of the things what I invest, it really just goes back into them. Like, it's all, they're the future. It's not about where I be on the spectrum. It's not about. That's why you might look at this video. Yo, man, why he had no trim? Like, I ain't got time for that. I'm in the studio.
Married
You
life.
get
as
me?
well,
Like,
man.
you know what I'm saying? When it's time to do a tour, you get me, which I'll be doing soon. Then you'll see me, you know, clipped up nice or whatever. But right now, like I'm just working all the time. I ain't got
Podcast mode, man.
Yeah, bro. Like
Comfy,
I don't
you know what I
mind. Like you know, I know you're gonna. You know what I'm saying? But I just work. This is what a worker looks like. You know what I'm saying, bro? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, man. It's
so-
just about the music, innit?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
I'm not in a. I'm not in any kind of. It's not about the head, the ego.
No, man. I think that's
Even
kind
though
of
rap
what.
is an ego business.
For sure.
Yeah, and I think if you're like just the average kind of layman or a rap fan, surface level, you kind of just like see what's in front of you and accept it for the only thing that's available, rather than kind of like digging in and thinking, oh, like all you man, if you know your hip hop and you like Juggernaut, like Joker Star,
Yeah, but especially
Sonny Jim,
Jokes.
all those guys.
Like, I
man.
feel like Joker Star as well, especially that you mentioned Joker Star. I feel
Yeah.
like with him, like to me, he's one of the greatest fucking entertainers ever. Like, here's some stuff you ain't even heard. I'm like, you wouldn't even believe. Like, you know, one's there, but it's just like sometimes.
good run on Don't Flop as well, didn't he, man?
Yeah, but he's just an all-round like MC. Like, there's none of them no more.
Yeah, yeah.
Verb T's one of them as well.
Verb T, man, and
No, like, and I say that because man will, you know, they're on this. They're on the art of words, putting words together, and putting how to make this bar rare sound this. I'm on like the beat, and yo, you get me? Like, I'm not like that. These guys are on the whole next level in terms of like trying to getting, you know, it's more than money. It's more than just notoriety. They literally love, you know, like how certain people do puzzle books and shit. They're on it on them levels. You get me?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
on that, bruv. I'm too busy blazing.
like the
You know what I'm saying? Like,
we
you know,
talked about like the Flyy Hooligan, man, and that album that dropped last year. And admittedly, when it first dropped, because like it wasn't as widely as kind of in your face as a lot of the more kind of, you know, let me say popular releases, I slept on it initially, listened to it because I was checked on several fucking occasions to do it, and I was like, what the fuck? This is.
but you know
this
what?
is
I'm
levels,
going to
man.
say this now. There's a lot of people out here. I don't give a so I don't care. You can keep this. There's a lot of people out here who blatantly slept, but they ain't slept. They've seen it.
Yeah.
And they're just trying to, and that's what I don't
That's
like.
weird, though,
Bro,
isn't it?
no, it's not weird. This is what people don't want to talk about. And this is another reason, like, why I kind of hold it down.
Yeah.
Like, there's a crabs in a barrel mentality in this country. I don't see it anywhere else. I've been around the world. I don't see it in Europe. Look, I am happy for people to do well. I praise when they do well. No disrespect. You can Google me and how I've supported this scene doing well. You see me in Jokes. You know, you see us supporting the Owls, man. This is a move. Like, we support everything. I want to see people do well. But there's people out here, I don't know what it is. If you, like, I want you to do well, but I don't want you to do better than me.
Yeah, man.
And because you have that influx, that's why you have that. And
That's
a lot
crazy.
of people look, because my cousin has done better than a lot of people in this country, yeah? They don't want to acknowledge that. But it's cool. It's cool. It's like people don't want to acknowledge that he was summoned by Conway to go all the way to LA and support him. They
Yeah.
don't know. They don't want to acknowledge that like, it goes further than that. He's done perform with Sean Price. He's got songs with him.
Yeah,
He's
man.
got the Guilty, like,
West
all of
Side
this.
Gun as well.
Bro, like, all of this, man. Him and Conway, like, there's a lot of people, like, what, but they don't want to acknowledge that. They're like, yeah, cool. And then you see them doing the same shit.
Yeah.
Buying verses. Buying shit like they're doing what he's doing. It's cool. My cousin ain't buying no verses. That's why I'm just going to leave that there.
He's actually going and
I'm
recording
gonna
with
leave
them,
that
man.
there. I'm gonna leave that there for y'all. Yeah, he ain't buying no verses.
But we,
and these guys are sharing the shit. They're sharing it. They're not sharing what you lot are
We're
doing.
not cutting this out, man.
Don't cut it out.
For sure, man.
Yo, like, listen. I don't even want to diss the guys who are actually doing that. It's like, cool, do what you're doing, but acknowledge. You can tell, like, whether it's done for money or whether it's done for notoriety. Notoriety, or whether it's done for, like, the art.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because if an artist complements someone's style, like that's what I'm saying. Like West Side Gun on a track with the Flyy Hooligan, aesthetically and sonically complements each other really well. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like
That's
they're
why
cut from the same cloth.
It makes sense.
Do you know what I'm saying?
My cousin was
Totally.
fucking with man before any of this shit happened anyway.
And
So
and
it's
that's the
like-
thing, man. We speak about this. Celebrating success does not happen as much as it should. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is kind of like I don't know whether it is a
No one wants
it
to
is a
give
British
roses.
thing.
No one wants to give roses out in this
People
country.
are passive aggressive as well. Do you know what I mean? Rather than
Yeah.
being direct and being like, I'm just going to call you out and say it. It's just kind of like,
Yeah, man.
we're cool, but like, you know, I'm just gonna, I hear that, man.
No, no.
And we've had enough fucking people through to kind of get the gist
No
of
one
it.
wants
Do you know
to
what I'm
say
saying?
it, and this is why I don't do a lot of interviews. I think that's why they don't want me, because they just think I might fuck shit up for them. I don't know, but
We're at kind of an advantage because like we're impartial. We're just having conversation. I'm a rap fan, man. Do you know what I mean? It's like internal politics behind it all. It's kind of like I kind of wish I hadn't heard half the shit I heard. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, this
'Cause
is
it
why.
makes me sad. Like, I'm
this
kinda
is
like-
what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. So it's like this is why it's like this is from, and you have to look at it. It's not only from the perspective of like artists ourselves. It's from every artist. They might have that niggling thing in their head, like I want you, and it's contagious. I don't like that. I've never liked that. That's why I work with the future, because it's about them. That's why I work with so many people. That's why I have so much music out there, because it's bigger than me. Once you understand it's bigger than you, then maybe you might get somewhere. But if you want to be inward and think all of this, you know what I mean? In terms of growth, I'm happy for everyone. I'm loving seeing what Sonny's doing, Fiber's doing, Juggernaut's doing, what the High Focus Camp's doing. Just keep doing your thing, man.
Yeah,
You
man.
get me? Like, just keep doing everyone what they're doing. Just do you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish you nothing but the best. And if you want help, you want beats, come holler in it.
We'll talk.
You get me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's just like, let's build, innit? Like, I'm not on no...
That's what you need to hear.
Yeah, like, I'm not better than any artist. I'm not better than Mockman. I'm not better than Rare. We're all the same.
I've got to ask him, man. So, like, obviously, being a beat maker, you got a keen ear for kind of like instrumentals and do digging and all that kind of stuff, yeah. So, like, do you fuck with any other genre besides hip hop?
What do you mean?
Do you like any other genre besides hip hop?
That's the most craziest fucking...
Do you know what I mean, though? Because
That's
it's
the
such.
most stupidest question you've ever... Sorry. And no, I'm rude. And
No.
What do you mean? Do
So
I
what I'm saying is, yeah, because like obviously hip hop is kind of fundamentally a
Without
mixture
other
of-
music, there is no
Yeah,
hip hop.
Exactly, it's
So that's
repurposing
like
it.
That's like saying, bruv, do you like, shit, man, fish and chips.
All right, okay, okay.
Or,
So
like-
let me
like fish-
rephrase the question then. So like, what other genres do you fuck with besides hip hop?
Everything, man. I listen to prog rock. I listen to bloody, jazz a lot. I listen to, it's one of my favorite artists is Thundercat, man. Like I listen to, you know what I'm saying?
Thundercat's
I
sick.
don't,
Yeah, like Kenny Loggins on his album.
Yeah.
fucking, bruv, I love the Doobie Brothers, bruv. you know what I'm
Brothers,
saying?
man,
That's
for
my
sure.
shit, bruv. I play that all the time. My kids are looking at me like, do you believe? Get me? Like, I play, they're looking at me like, why's that bugging out? It's like, yo, that shit's heavy.
Totally.
You get me? Like, I love music.
Yeah.
Even whatever I hear, I implement into my own, or I'm inspired by. And I'm not ashamed to say I'm inspired by if I hear a beat from Kev Brown, if I hear a beat from Leaf Dog, to make me want to, or Harry Love, to make me want to turn on the MPC and make a beat. That's what I love.
Yeah.
We're all doing it. We're all there to inspire. What I don't like is motherfuckers saying, yeah, I just came up with this. And not like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean?
Came from my soul.
And
Yeah,
they're not acknowledging that, but bruv, if I didn't hear this, if I didn't meet you, and
No, exactly.
No, like that's that's
That's
all
what
music
creativity
derived
is,
from
isn't
somewhere
it?
else,
Yeah,
isn't it?
for
Like,
sure.
Influenced by
that's
elsewhere.
what it's about, B. Like
100%, man. I guess like the fundamentals of hip hop music is kind of like repurposing something
Yeah,
into something
sampling. Yeah, absolutely.
100%, man. So like, it's conscious like kind of running on a little bit. So before we wrap up, man.
I can carry on forever, man. Go on.
No. Before we kind of wrap up, man. So the Magnum Opus is obviously all like the latest project you've dropped.
Yeah,
Have you got
on
anything
Tough
else?
Kong Records.
Solo wise, have you got anything else in the pipeline? Are you just letting this kind of like marinate for a while? And
I might just drop a single, man. I've got a couple things in the stash,
yeah.
Yeah, like I might just drop, self-produced as well. But I'm halfway through the second album. I'm still trying to get to know what to name it. but where it's going now is quite sinister. I don't want to kind of reveal if there's any certain features and stuff, but certain things are in the works.
Oh, mate, sounds
second
good.
album, we're already working on the second album.
Feel free to tell us after we've stopped recording. Man.
Yeah, tough. Yeah, for real. Tough Gong, big them up, like big them up for embracing what I'm doing as well, and what me obviously Giallo the Beast, and so I'm halfway through that. I've got a couple other bits. I've got in terms of production. There's a possible Joker Star album almost ready. There's 12 Bricks, which is like obviously the sequel or the full movie to 6 Bricks, me and Juggernaut. And that should be coming out. I ain't going to tell you the label, but it's a big thing. Well, I told you off camera, but yeah, it's a big thing.
Nice.
So that's coming out. I'm trying to think. There's, the Anthill Mob. I've got the Anthill Mob project. Which consists of Mick Swagger, Cosim, Big George Bucks,
man.
Big Them Man Up.
Shouts to Man Them.
Yeah, I mean, and then I've got Aspetta, the Aspetta album, which is Cosim's album, and
it's got the little art piece from
sick from Joe.
in.
From Joe Pesci, sick.
One dog goes one way, the other goes the other.
Yeah.
He looks like a guy we know.
Yeah.
That's great.
But you know, I've got
aesthetic's cool, man. The whole,
but he is Italian.
It's Italian, man. Exactly.
Motherfuckers can't say shit. You know what I'm saying? So we've got that. It's there. I think it's like one verse down. There's another Mick Swagger project produced by Farmer. I've got the verse ready. I just need to go and record it. And I'm just trying to work on some things because I've got like vocals from ages ago, like certain collab things where I could just turn around and churn out. And obviously there's the new Motman album we're trying to get out this year. It's like one track from completion, really. There's so many things what's going on right now.
Exciting
searching
times.
my brain, like what I'm doing. Yeah, Kinetic album. What else? I just stay busy, bruv. I ain't got time. And that's even with last year. So many things came out, but that's because I just ain't got time to stop. From the Feature on Pitches album to, producing like most of the Greasy Ninjas or producing the FYP, you know what I'm saying? Like some of the joints of my cousin's stuff to producing or even my own stuff like the Mr. Thing remix, the Klingon Face remix, and I'm just working, bruv.
Grafting, man. No, big up, man. I appreciate you coming down again. I mean, obviously, like, welcome back anytime. Good Status are going to come down.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, you're going to come down for that as well, man?
Yeah, man, I'm going to high-check their ting, bro. So bun them, innit?
Man, we'll make a day of it, man. Make a day of it. But, no, man, before we do wrap up, is there anything you want to shout out? Anyone you want to shout out? Anything you want to say?
You know what? I'd like to shout out Shotgun at Aux. Because we need things like this to document history and legacy, which I've been stressing about throughout the whole thing. You know what I mean? Like, we don't all need our roses when we get them. You get me? Like, or even when we don't get them. But we do need something to show that this existed. This time happened. We heard this. And we need more of these things. So, you know what? I big you lot up first and foremost. Secondly, I big up my wife for allowing this to happen.
Wise move, man.
First things first.
Yeah.
For me to come here and do this. And man, I'm just like solely grateful like to still be here, go and get the Magnum Opus. I still got some cassettes rolling about. Well, not that much about. But new album's coming soon. And if you need any beats and you're up and coming and you want to know how to, bro, just hit me up, man. You'll be surprised. You'll be even more surprised if I like you. Like if I like what I hear. You get me?
So where can the people find you, man?
You can find me on Instagram. My Instagram name is obviously spelled different than it would be on here. It's spelled Parky Pix, PARKYPIX. And
in the bio,
literally my name is spelled like how you lot would spell it out here. If you can see it on the YouTube, but it's MICALLPARKNSUN. That's the @ on Twitter, and Same on Facebook.
Man, it's been an absolute pleasure. So before we wrap up, you can find us at Shotgun the Aux, YouTube, Spotify, all digital platforms, Instagram at Shotgun the Aux, Twitter.
Oh, yeah. Sorry to interject, bro.
Of course, man.
He said, yeah, type that name and you find me all on digital platforms as well.
yeah, Bandcamp, digital platforms.
Yeah.
Man, Parky, man, appreciate it.
Yeah, knocking over shit. All right, safe, brother.
And
Thanks
we're
for
out.
having me.
Cheers.
Peace.